Have you ever mentioned you're exploring a plant-based lifestyle? It's only to be hit with the classic comeback. But what about plants? Don't they have feelings too? It's a question that comes up so often. It's practically a rite of passage. This argument, often presented with a knowing smile, attempts to create a false equivalence, suggesting that choosing to eat plants is no different from any other dietary choice because, supposedly, plants feel pain just like other living beings. But does this claim actually hold up to scientific scrutiny? Is the rustle of leaves in the wind a silent scream? Today we're going to dig deep into the science and separate botanical fact from convenient fiction. Let's start by understanding what pain actually is. From a biological standpoint, pain is not just a simple reaction to a stimulus. It's a complex experience, a sophisticated survival mechanism designed to alert an organism to harm so it can take action to stop it. This experience is generated by a highly specialized system known as a central nervous system. Think of it as the body's command center. It consists of a brain, a spinal cord, and a vast network of nerves that transmit signals throughout the body. When you stub your toe, for example, specialized nerve endings called nociceptors detect the tissue damage. They fire off an electrical signal that zips up your leg, through your spinal cord, and into your brain. Your brain then processes this signal and creates the subjective, unpleasant sensation we call pain. It's a brilliant system that tells you, hey, stop doing that, you're hurting yourself. So, the critical components for feeling pain are a brain to process the signals and nociceptors to detect the harm in the first place. This is the fundamental biological hardware required for the experience of pain as we know and understand it. Now, let's turn our attention to the world of plants. When we look at the biology of a plant, whether it's a blade of grass, a majestic oak tree, or a humble carrot, what do we find? We find an incredibly complex and fascinating organism, but one that is structured in a fundamentally different way. Most importantly, plants do not have a central nervous system. They have no brain, no spinal cord, and no nerve cells like the ones found in sentient beings. They completely lack the biological structures necessary to process information and generate the subjective experience of pain. Without a brain, there is no command center to interpret signals as painful. Without nociceptors, there is no specialized mechanism to even detect a painful stimulus in the way we do. The very foundation for the experience of pain is simply not present in plant biology. Now, this is where the confusion often begins. People will point out that plants do react to their environment, and they are absolutely right. Plants are not passive, inert objects. They are dynamic living things that respond to a wide array of stimuli. If you touch a Mimosa pudica plant, its leaves will fold inward. A Venus flytrap will snap shut on an unsuspecting insect. A sunflower will track the movement of the sun across the sky throughout the day. These are undeniably reactions to stimuli, but it is a monumental leap to label these reactions as feeling or pain. These are what scientists call thigmonastic or photонastic movements, solder-made, pre-programmed responses to touch or light. Think of it like a motion-activated door at a supermarket. When you walk towards it, it opens. Is the door feeling your presence and consciously deciding to open for you? Of course not. It's a simple mechanism responding to a sensor. Plant reactions are far more complex, of course, but the principle is similar. They are sophisticated, decentralized mechanisms that have evolved to help the plant survive and thrive. For example, when a plant is damaged, say by an insect chewing on a leaf, it can release volatile organic compounds. These chemical signals can serve as a warning to other parts of the same plant or even to neighboring plants, prompting them to ramp up their own defensive chemistry to deter the attacker. This is a brilliant survival strategy, a form of plant communication. However, communication is not the same as consciousness or the sensation of pain. Your computer communicates with your printer through signals, but neither device is feeling anything. It's a process of information transfer, not subjective experience. So, while plants exhibit complex behaviors and can react to damage, they do so without a nervous system and without the capacity for conscious suffering. Their responses are automated, biochemical processes, not emotional or painful experiences. Now, let's contrast this with the beings we know, without a shadow of a doubt, can and do feel pain. We have a moral and scientific certainty about the sentience of the animals, often raised in agricultural settings. These individuals possess all the necessary biological equipment for pain. They have central nervous systems that are, in many ways, strikingly similar to our own. They have brains that process information and emotions. They are equipped with the same type of nociceptors that we have, which fire off signals when they are subjected to harm. When they are injured, their bodies release stress hormones like cortisol and adrenaline, just as ours do. Their behavior when they are in pain is unmistakable and universally understood. They cry out. They try to escape the source of the pain. They limp. They guard their injuries, and their heart rates and blood pressure soar. These aren't just automated reactions. They are clear expressions of suffering. We can see it in their eyes. We can hear it in their voices. We recognize their fear and distress because their experience of pain is fundamentally analogous to our own. They are sentient beings, meaning they have the capacity to feel, perceive, and experience the world subjectively. To equate the automated chemical response of a blade of grass being cut with the genuine terror and agony of a sentient being in a slaughterhouse is not just a scientific error. It's a profound ethical misstep. It's a way of muddying the waters to avoid confronting an uncomfortable truth. The plants feel pain argument is a diversion, a whataboutism designed to shut down a conversation about ethics and compassion. It tries to create a false dilemma, suggesting that since we have to eat something and everything feels pain, then all choices are morally equal. But as we've seen, the premise is false. Not all choices are morally equal because the beings involved are not biologically equal in their capacity to suffer. There is a clear, bright line between a being with a central nervous system and one without. Choosing a diet based on plants is a conscious decision to move away from a system that inflicts demonstrable, undeniable suffering on sentient individuals. It is a choice to draw the line at causing unnecessary harm to beings who we know can feel fear and pain. It's about recognizing the vast difference between cutting a carrot from its root and the reality of what happens to conscious creatures within our food systems. One involves an organism that cannot feel pain, while the other involves an individual who most certainly can. So the next time someone poses the question, "But what about the plants?" you'll be armed with the science. You can calmly explain the critical role of a central nervous system, the difference between an automated reaction and a subjective experience, and the undeniable sentience of the beings we should strive to protect. It's not about being perfect. It's about being informed and compassionate. It's about making choices that align with our values and reduce the amount of suffering in the world wherever we can. Thank you for joining me in exploring this important topic. If you found this discussion helpful and want to learn more about living a more compassionate life, please consider subscribing to the channel. Your support helps us continue to create content that challenges common misconceptions and promotes kindness. Remember to be thoughtful, be informed, and as always, be kind, fair.